Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up. Just like the street lights lit this.
The music is bringing real flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just as
just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. I know you wanna see me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. Into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in.
Here one minute, gone the next. There's no heart beating inside your chest. It's vanished into thin air, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. Never to be seen again.
Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome back to the stream and broadcast of Timechasers TV. And obviously, it's Timechasers playing against Team Rurnbles, or however these Turkish men are called, in another matchup in this ESEA Open League. Again, we're playing Train because Timechasers have been dominant in this map. 16-2 and 16-4 were the last a couple of fairs in this map for Timechasers, so they are looking for another great match in ESEA Open. JL will already take some damage in heaven, so he will have to retreat. Hopefully he will not suicide from his jump down onto the oil train, but the attack is commencing on bomb side A, and already Timechasers are losing men there, and they are known to lose their pistol rounds in this map. It seems that that problem hasn't been fixed yet. Actually, it's the first time in these three maps. Oh, ask you. Nice headshots there. But it's the first time in the three maps of Train that Timechasers have played that in the pistol rounds their opponent hit bomb site A. Ask gets another headshot in, but that'll be the last of him in this round as the Turkish side wins the pistol round without a big hassle, as it was a fake towards bomb side B, and well, the ones who handled A couldn't handle the fire. Sender and Pokerface dying quickly there. And Timechasers right now, they're buying up Zeus. That's for asking shout out. And they're trying to rush B, the three of them. We'll see if that strat is gonna work out for them or not, because their opponent is actually gonna hit B real quickly here, as the majority has already set themselves up towards B lower in heaven. Will the Zeus work? Yes, it will, but only for one kill for Askew. I will remind you that the Zeus doesn't give any bonus money, but JL, he will pick himself up a bonus AK, but that won't matter for much, as it will be instantly found. The bomb is planted, a couple of men only lost, the AKs are still intact for the Turkish side, so things are looking well. I will remind you, dear viewers, that Team Rurnbles is also with 5 victories and 1 loss in their road in ESEA Open. So obviously it's a match for all the marbles, basically, because most definitely the one who wins this match will move on to the top 30 or even top 20 of the league. So after 200 or more teams, it would be some feat to achieve. So 4 M4s and 1 AUG in the arsenal of the Lithuanians. ESEA is already trying to be aggressive here. Flash out. There's a peek, but not a quick kill actually. JL will be with a trade, but loses a lot of health in the process. And Sender, he will have to move back as the Molotov forces him away. As the Turkish, they still have enough utility to force an attack towards any bomb site of their choosing. As Timechasers, they did not have enough utility or health to prevent an attack towards any bomb site, so the aim will have to do, but JL has already missed his shot. Quick trade from Sender, equalizing the man advantage for the Lithuanians, but the bomb is making its way on the bomb side and Sender will peek out and die. Shadow not quick enough to get that trade, but it's Poker Face who only gets 1 here. And Shadow will be traded as well, so it's another round for the Turkish side, and for the first time in this map, will the Lithuanians have trouble in dealing with this affair. I will remind you, dear viewers, that Timechasers have played Train 3 times in this season. One of them was lost by the score of 14 to 16. So Timechasers are now, they're sort of in trouble. As they buy up pistols this time around. Sender sitting closely with that Desert Eagle. SQ cannot find his opponent just of yet. Somali on B ramp. JL is already pushed aggressive towards A main, so that should indicate for the Lithuanians that, well, the attack should be forced on bomb side B as they're preparing their smokes, the Turkish side. As they are heading towards this execute Team Rurnbles. And Poker Face, well, he will be found quickly. The flash which baits him out, and already the 5 men from the Turkish side have moved on to the side, but Shadow! With 2 beautiful headshots here, and that might actually win them the round, but you cannot count the chickens just of yet because MP got 1, and he might get the second, which he will. Beautiful individual duels, both from Shadow and from MB here. They definitely tried, Timechasers, but it wasn't enough, sadly. A beautiful round for both of these teams, but Timechasers couldn't manage to win it even after Shadow's beautiful performance. 2 amazing headshots with the Desert Eagle, it just wasn't enough. But now we have 2 ops in the arsenal of Timechasers. And will those ops shine? Because Timechasers, well, they do need the round win for themselves as they are in trouble. 4 lost in a row, and they do not want to start off their CT side badly, as Sender has already found himself with a first kill in this round. As he finds another opponent, and then that's another kill for Timechasers, a double man advantage. So far things are looking good as they pick off people one by one. Timechasers, a double peek and Ivy will gather no information there as nobody's showing from the Turkish men. 3 against 5 right now as the bomb is making its way onto B, and well, Timechasers most definitely need a quick rotate here. Again, 40 seconds are left, and the Turkish side is moving towards bump site B. But there's only Poker Face here, so they are playing that quick rotation game. And they got themselves a kill. That's JL this time. He actually gets found quickly, but it's a nice trade-off. The bomb is still not planted. We do need to hurry now. The Turkish side, 15 seconds are left. Actually managed to find the bomb here. Tukan tried to find the kill, but he didn't. A couple of kills for Poker Face in this round. This time Chasers picked themselves up the first round in this affair. After a successful couple of kills in the early stages of the round for both of the teams. For Timechasers, I'm sorry, not for both of the teams, but it's the first round, which is very important, and even more important is that they keep the double op system intact, as it has proven to be quite good for the Lithuanians in the previous round. And here's Team Rurnbles with half eco. Only NB with an AK in his hands, and it seems that the majority of the Turkish side is moving back towards bomb site B once again, as again it's only Poker Face who is trying to hold this side, but JL has come in to the help of his teammate. So there we go, that's an execution. JL has prepared his Molotov and a smart nade there, which will do some damage, but it doesn't matter as the bomb has still made his way. The Molotov didn't burn him as much. Asker will get one kill, but the bomb is planted. Will be traded off quickly, and it's actually the Desert Eagles that are doing damage once again. It's a double headshot, and now the double ops need to retake, and they need to do so fast. Sender will get a kill, but it will be all down to Shadow perhaps, as his opponent is in heaven. He only has a nade for himself, but no defuse kit for Timechasers, so they do have to hurry, but the kill has already happened. So that's another round for Timechasers. They do keep the double ops intact, which is most important. Obviously their bank is not looking too great, but nevertheless it's still a round for Timechasers. They've avoided disaster here. And you should look at the fact that Ken has already got himself the 11 kills and 2 deaths, which is definitely useful. For himself, an individual leader of the Turkish side so far. Tugan trying to move forward, but it's his teammate, the individual leader Kem, that falls first. Sender is trying to look for more in Ivy, but the smoke will prevent him of any sorts of information. Once again, things have slowed down as the Turkish side has lost one man already. Sender hasn't decided to back away from this fight, but he's not seen anybody so far from the Turks. This flash will indicate that it's an attack towards bomb side A, but Timechasers are already killing their opponents left, right, and center, but it's actually 2 good trades for Opsin, leaving himself in a 1v3. 30 seconds on the clock for the Turk, doing more damage. They have the opportunity to do so as Sender might trade him quickly, but it will be Poker Face that gets the job done. Timechasers, another round on the board for them. 3 in a row for the Lithuanians, so they've started things off well for themselves, as they have forced the Turkish side on another half eco buy. We do even see a revolver in the hands of Botsin. That revolver, well, it cannot get things done. Literally the worst weapon in CSGO. Why are you even using it? How are you not ashamed of yourself? As it's another easy round for Timechasers, equalizing the score at 4. We'll see another buy from the Turkish side, as they do still have a case in their hands. No AWP so far for Team Rurnbles. Maybe that is the reason that they're not doing so well at their buy rounds, the Turks. But they've decided to change the tempo up, as they're moving quite aggressively here in Pop Dog, and that might prove to be a good case. JL, he's already got one with his teammates backing him up, but he will miss a shot. JL here, we expect more from him. He misses another one. JL, that's not expected. It's good that his teammates are backing him up, but JL, buddy, you need to hit your shots. Sender is doing that job, so a quick execution towards bomb side A. Definitely not good enough from Team Rurnbles. If JL didn't miss 2 shots in a row, he would have gotten a better outing for his team, but it doesn't matter. They have enough money to rebuy that AWP. Timechasers, and they are finally in the lead for the first time in this match after having won 5 rounds in a row, and forcing the Turks on another half eco buy. One of this round looked dangerous, but the others not so much, as Shadow has tried to be aggressive. He peeks for information, he gets one. The spree might get more, but he won't, and his teammates are not pushing in, as Sender is, well, smartly looking beside his teammate. Faced with that deep molly, but he will be in trouble here, as the flash gets him in, and actually it's a free bomb plant right now for the Turks, as we do see another 3-on-3 scenario here, and it looks dangerous for Timechasers, especially when shots like that are hit. And what is happening to JL? He literally cannot hit a shot right now. Needs to pick things up right now, as he's left it all down to Sender. It does see opponent, but it doesn't even matter, as Bobson gets this round in, equalizing the score for the Turks. And well, Timechasers, they've lost a round that they shouldn't against pistols, and most definitely it was because of the fault of the positioning, especially on bomb side B. Pokerface played it too aggressive, not playing it passively, and that led to the demise of Timechasers. JL missing a very important shot. We don't see that from him usually, so, well, worrisome signs for the Lithuanian Starlet, as JL is once again back on that AWP. He's still confident that he will hit those shots. Well, he needs to be confident here, JL now. Will not get that wall bang in, but nevertheless, the scores are equal. And the Turks are still trying to play this one out slowly, waiting for the smokes to fade as well. Sender will need the backing of his teammate. Will be forced back from the Molotov. That's Shadow, who will sit on green train right now. 50 seconds are on the clock. The terrorists have enough grenades to make an execution towards a site of their choosing, as JL is once again in trouble. Askew got a double. Shadow, he cannot get a kill for himself. JL finally with one, but he needs to get more. He needs to bail out his team. JL, he saw his opponent, and he gets the headshot in. And that's a round for Timechasers. 6-5 is the score, back in the lead. It's Timechasers finally back on a positive note for themselves. After being a slimy round, to say the least, Timechasers come back. So, another round that this guy buys a revolver for some reason. Should be banned from this game. How it is even possible to use this weapon. Pokerface, a triple spray down, and it's actually the revolver that gets the kill. Thank God, it's doing something, right? It's a meme. I don't know who uses revolvers. Jesus, they need Jesus, the ones who use revolvers, right? So Kemp is left 1 against 4, the individual leader for the Turkish side. Trying to flank his opponents, but Timechasers have hold of the bomb for themselves, so definitely not the worst of outings for Timechasers unless they get picked off one by one, but they won as Askew has already checked connector, and he will find his opponent in a 7th round for Team Timechasers. As once again, the Turks do not have enough money to conjure up a proper buy for themselves. And Timechasers, they will be looking to get that first half win. Only a single op setup for the Lithuanians this time around. JL has switched his weapons to an AUG, not an M4. This is more confident with that weapon, but it's a quick attack, and that's the revolver coming in with another kill. Who would have thought the worst weapon can actually get something done? The bomb will be planted, the revolver! I mean, how is it even possible that a revolver can get 2 kills in a round? I have no idea. Nevertheless, Timechasers avoid disaster once again, as they did lose 1 round against pistols already. And they get themselves round 8 on the board. 8-5 is the score, and we finally see an AWP in the hands of YT. 7 kills for the lad. Maybe he will get more with that AWP. As we do see a single op setup once again. Sender, the one who's confident with that AWP, and actually he's played quite decent with that weapon. Kemp. I mean, his opponent should have heard it. Askew will be flashed in, but not peeking in time. Bad movement from Askew, to say the least. The Sender has got 1 kill. A trade in Ivy, as the Molotov will not force the Turks into an abyss, as they have moved up the ladder towards B, and surprise, surprise, JL has tried to be aggressive here. And it's a 2, make it a 1v4. Sender, best option for him would be to save, but he wants to be aggressive here. He still wants to win the round for his team, as he will miss his shots with a Desert Eagle. Actually, he kills this guy with an 8, so that's not good, as he will lose money for himself. But it doesn't really matter, as it's the last round of the first half, and both of the teams have enough money to buy. And it looks to be a close affair so far. We'll see how the last round pans out, as we still see a single op setup for both of the teams. An aggression towards Ivy from Sender and Shadow, but no flash, so Shadow is playing the anti-flash system actually here. Oh, he sees his opponent Sender, but he misses that shot, and he will be picked off. And Shadow now, he has to be quick with the trade as he gets one, but the information has already been gathered. The Molotov will not spread out to him. He's very fortunate here actually, Shadow, as action is happening towards Pop Dog, but he will have to move back. JL, oh, that bunny hop has actually worked to perfection for JL, but nevertheless he will still lose his life, as the bomb has already been planted on B, as it's the Lurk who's made a lot of ground towards bomb side A, and 2 against 2 with not a lot of time left for the Lithuanians to retrieve the bomb site. They've already set themselves up in perfect positions. The Turks, a flash out, a simple kill with the op. And round 7 for Team Rurnbles, as they've played a definite good first half on the Turkish side. I will remind you that both of these teams are at the top 35 right now on the ESEA ladder. Both of them have 5 wins and 1 loss. So far, 2 good teams battling it out on train. Will be interesting to see how the Timechasers handle their T side, as if you remember the previous games, we weren't shown enough of Timechasers' terrorist side, unless you remember that first match on train against Team Cefi, the Finnish side, that Timechasers have lost 14-16, but the city side was bad for them, the Lithuanians. Their T side was quite decent, but the last two outings that the Lithuanians have played, we haven't seen enough of their T side, so it'll be interesting to find out whether Timechasers are prepared to play on the T side, because now it's a very close affair between these two teams, and well, one round or 2 rounds might switch the whole dynamic of the game. And will Timechasers continue to have a good streak for themselves in this league or not? As only time will tell. Talking about individual leaders for most, basically the player who shined the most was Kemp for Team Rurnbles, the Turkish side, and actually we didn't see enough of JL in the first half. He was missing important shots with that AWP. Actually, his movement was not that perfect as well. The thing is with Timechasers, if JL is not shining, well, other teammates have to pick up the slack, and it's not disastrous for Timechasers, but definitely not the best first half, to where basically used to seeing good CT halves from Timechasers, but that was lacking a bit. Nevertheless, they will try to bounce back in the second half. Timechasers 8-7 the scoreline heading into the second half, as JL sits with only 9 kills, so his teammates are picking up the slacks. Askew with 16 actually. We're not used to seeing that from Askew, to be the individual leader for Timechasers, but times can change, you know. But obviously if JL shines again in for his team, then we will have a better outing for the Lithuanians, as we do move on to this pistol round. And well, they are preparing themselves for an attack on bomb side B. Timechasers, as they do have a smoke and a flash and shadow, and JL will be the entry guy with a P250. A simple strat for themselves. The player in pop should have heard windows being popped, and JL, he does need to win this fight. Askew is the one who helped him out, and they're waiting this one out, Timechasers, and it's a great decision for them, as they've already gotten 3 kills, and now it's just a matter of finishing things off, as JL, well, he got his team a couple of kills, got that motivation for his team, and it's a clear pistol round. No rushes, nothing, just waiting it out. And I swear to God, if this guy buys a revolver once again, I mean, to be fair to this Mr. Upton or whatever his name is, he got a couple of kills with this revolver, so it's not that bad, really. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So yeah, he invested into a revolver, while his teammates, well, interesting financial decisions from them. Kemp, the individual leader for the Turkish side, has invested into a Desert Eagle, as did YT. Watson's he's trying to do some damage. Revolver. He can do something from the long range, but dear God, does that flicker really annoy me. Waiting for half a second to make a shot. As they're grouping themselves up towards bomb side A, Timechasers. Doing the wall of smokes here. Shadow gets another kill, this time on Ivy, killing the revolver guy. JL is the one with the AK, so he should be the guy doing the most damage, but it doesn't matter as YT falls as well. It's another easy round for Timechasers. And if you look at the financial situation of the Turks, well, they will not have enough money for utility, so that opens up a lot of doors for Timechasers, as they obviously have enough smokes and mollies to make a proper execution towards a site of their choosing, so map control shouldn't be an issue for Timechasers if we're talking late round calls, as Kemp has once again decided to play quite aggressively towards B main. He will be flashed off, so he will have to retreat from this aggressive position, as the Lithuanians are grouping up towards this bomb site, and it's YT and Kemp, the two guys watching this side, and it might prove to be a decent call for the Turks. Shadow pops a molly in pop. He's trying to move on towards having a good position for him, which you actually might find JL. He's not expecting his opponent to be there, but already the guys who have entered in B main have got the 2 important kills. They planted the bomb. 3v3 retake. The molly will force the connector players back, but fast motion, he's got himself in a good position behind Red Train. His opponent might not expect it. This is an important kill for ASCII to pick up. Now he has to play with his movement. He has to play smart. As he's doing so, the nade might finish him off as ASCII gets a triple kill this round. 22 kills for ASCII. And for the guys who are making fun of ASCII or who are doubting him, well, I mean, this game at least, he's trying to prove his haters wrong. 22 kills, only 12 deaths, and JL is sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard. So ASCII, well, he's proven himself to be a good man on this roster. As we see Optin buying another revolver. Surprise, surprise. This guy just loves this weapon. He's trying to be the pioneer of it, but it seems that it's not working for the Turks so far in this round. He has already lost 2 men in quick succession, leaving only Ogkans and Ken, 2 people alive. The Deagle gets a headshot here, trying to retrieve one back in time, but he won't find anybody as Pokerface gets that quick trade in and gets the 12th round on the board for Timechasers, as their T side has most definitely looked solid enough for the time being, but now a hard test will follow, as they do have to face against that AWP of YT. 14 kills so far for the third, but if you look at Ukans and Fast Motion, only 5 and 4 kills respectively. Definitely not enough for the Turks in order to win this map. And Timechasers, this round is very important for them. If they do manage to win it, then I think the dynamic of this game will already be known. JL mops and traded mollies. ASCII will be found actually again. Not decent enough movement from ASCII to show himself like that. Shadow will drop the bomb. Sender gets only 1 trade in, and JL 1 against 4. He's not been the magical self for his team so far, and he will be found by Optin. And that's the first round on the board for the Turks in the second half. And Timechasers, well, the slow methodical approach from them doesn't work so far. At least at the previous round it didn't. They didn't pick together, not enough utility usage, not a good round for Timechasers whatsoever. A couple of flashes out. YT should have heard Senders coming out, so he's trying to jump around the ladder now, but he sets himself up in a good position here. Sender will get that first kill, that's important. And YT is waiting for that trade right now. Does see himself from the nade. Sender will miss that very important headshot. He will be definitely tested, and that test has worked out for Sender, but he will be traded by YT. Good movement from him, but now he's in trouble. But it doesn't matter as YT gets a double. And a very important one actually, as the Turks do gain the man advantage. A situation that has looked decent for Timechasers has now turned into trouble, as Paradise has turned into hell. Shadow gets 1, but a knife out. Why would you get your knife out at a position like this? Definitely not smart from Shadow. And Timechasers, well, it's a round that they should have won, as Sender did so well to get those 2 entry kills early in the round, but his teammates just fell apart. Once again, not decent enough movement, not both from Shadow and from the guy who played behind D-box. He could have gotten such an easy kill here on YT, and then it should have been a round for Timechasers, but literally they just threw that away. Well, nevertheless, Timechasers will have to make a half eco here, so Rurnbles might move on to double digits. Unless Timechasers do something magical with their weapons. Well, that'd be the case. You only have one smoke in their arsenal, Timechasers, so I shouldn't expect too much. 3 Kevlars, 4 Deagles, and 1 AK in the hands of Askew. Shadow preparing for that only smoke. 30 seconds are left for Timechaser, so oh, that's a molly. That's not good enough. Still moving on towards Dutkans, who will get the double kill quite easily here. Askew actually putting in damage with JL. Finally, JL is getting a kill. As we do see that this round is turning out perfectly, but it's a 1v1 Ken against Pokerface, and Pokerface has to shine, which he will. Without Kevlar, doesn't matter. 13-9 is the score as Timechasers have won a round out of nowhere. And that forces the Turks on another eco round, which is not great for them. They could have turned the game around, but they didn't, as JL has already found confidence in his AWP. Got that kill in. The weird thing is that Optin had a lot of money and it could have bought an M4 or something. Oh, fast motion, could have got that kill, but he's having such a bad game. His aim is way off the charts. As it should be an easy round for Timechasers. Dutkans and Optin. The revolver guy is trying to shine again, and he gets the kill actually. He might find more as his teammate is doing the work, but the fire will be put out. As it's only Ken left with that 5-7 and Kevlar. It's still winnable for the Turk, but I doubt it, as the Lithuanians are spread up nicely. And it's another round on the board for Team Timechasers. 14-9, and most likely the last chance to do something in this map. If Rurnbles loses it, then they will be in trouble. They do have the max round loss bonus, which is nice for the Turks, but will it be enough for full utility? I doubt it. This YT will be boosted in connector. It will not be exposed, as the majority of the Lithuanians are moving on towards Popdog, it seems. They are not rotating towards B. Dutkans most definitely should have seen the Lithuanian playing Pop. As Timechasers, with a minute and 10 left on the clock, they're starting to move towards bomb side B, where Ken and YT are waiting. Wastes that nade, as a Molotov will do some damage, as YT has already gotten one. Not looking pretty for Timechasers. Shadow, he won't be killed just of yet, as he's tried to be aggressive here towards Red Train. Didn't work, but Askew, he might work things out right now for his team, unless his opponent gets that kill in. He doesn't, but he doesn't see his opponent, Askew, and it's all left to Sender. 1 against 2. The bomb is dropped way too deeply now. Has to retrieve it, but he will be found by YT, as that guy just not... He just doesn't miss out shots, really. And Timechasers, well, they did lose that round, and they do have a decision to be made whether they want to invest or not. It seems that they will eco. Unless they buy last second. No, they will not. So we see an eco from Timechasers. 14-10. So we are seeing a close affair. Timechasers are in the lead so far, but we know it's fragile. As they will try to make an execution towards bomb side B, and Kent here, he does have a molly for himself, which he will use, but he uses a nade first, and that's a wrong decision from Kent, as they do get the early kill Timechasers, and they might steal around here with only Glocks. Okay, I was only asking for the Glock, but maybe he will find a kill or two with it. No, he will not, as it's a quick double. Make it a quad kill for Team Rurnbles, leaving only Shadow alive. And he got that one kill, but maybe that'll be all she wrote, as they've already defused the bomb, the Turks. But that round was most definitely worrisome for the Turks, but they have gotten things around and won themselves the round. 14-11 is the score right now. Timechasers, they've invested fully in this round. Full utility and op in Sender's hands. And we'll see whether Timechasers shine or whether they will lose this battle. It would be such a horrible game to throw. YT, he's been definitely the outstanding man in the second half so far for the Turks, as they have moved on to an aggressive approach here. Fast motion, flash in, will try to get one, but he won't. JL needs to get more here, but he won't, as he gets traded off quickly. Took down with 20 HP left, but he did his job. He got that kill in. Scam will he do the same mistake in using the nade? No, he uses a Molotov this time around, as Timechasers, they're not moving in so far, but quick rotations from the Turks. As Timechasers, they've used a lot of utility from the Turkish side, and it's a smart move from them that they have not decided to push bomb side B so far. They still have enough time, Timechasers, but they do need to figure out things quickly, because only 40 seconds are left now, and they don't want to throw this round away, as YT will not fall, but it's actually Pokerface who gets the kill in. A very important one for the Lithuanians, as they will try to make an execution happen towards this bomb side. Pokerface with a flash out. YT will miss a very important shot, so that will be the possibility to plant the bomb for the Lithuanians, and YT, a lot is on his shoulders right now. Waiting for his teammates to rotate, but that's a call to save for the Turks, as they do not have enough money if they lose this round. So 15 rounds for Timechasers. They won't throw this on regular time. Even if they do lose, I hope they don't. So this will be round 15 for the Lithuanians, and the Turks will still have enough money to conjure up a bye in potentially the last round of this affair. 15-11 is the score. Timechasers, they have won a very important round for themselves. Even if they lose this one, they can make an eco. Definitely not that bad for Timechasers. See how the things pan out as an apples. All battle has happened here towards A main, and definitely hasn't been the best for JL, as he's only down on 10 HP. He will miss that shot. Such an important one it could have been, but it won't be, as JL is still playing with fire. He wants to tease his opponents right now. Wants to play for that information, but it would be such an important man to lose for Timechasers. Oh, he should have spotted the guy on train. And actually, it's Kent who gets the first kill, as he's been very aggressive here. He might find another impa, but it's Pokerface who has the better of him. Askew has definitely seen the information here. He needs to back away quickly, which he does, and that's an information to head towards bomb side B, but it's YT who can get a lot of evil work done here as he gets the one kill. Maybe he won't just of yet, as his teammates have already got the job done on A, as Sender is gathering information for his team. He's begging for his teammates to come. Sender needs to get that one kill, which he does, but the movement from Timechasers is too slow. And JL, oh, he spots his opponent. He should have seen him. And actually, he will be left all alone. 1 against 2, JL. A smart molly on connector, so his opponent doesn't have the opportunity to push. Who does only have 1 HP, so that 1 HP might be the difference here, as JL with the op in this position. So hard, he needs to get that kill, and he won't be found, as YT gets the better of JL this time around. And actually, if you look at this round, and if you look at this matchup itself, it's YT who has been the better opper if you compare both of these teams. And the Turkish side, they do not want to finish this game just of yet. Timechasers, they have decided to invest. We do see a Mac 10 on Poker Face, but 3 AKs and an AWP in Sender's hand, so it's not that bad for Timechasers. But if you look at the arsenal of Rurnbles, they do have that double op system, which might be difficult to break down if you're Timechasers, and we might see a potential overtime. But it might be just too early to predict. A slower approach. Ask you, why oh why do people change to nades if you see an aggressive guy coming in from pop? Most definitely he won't come alone, so ask you, he has already made a couple of mistakes like this previously, so it's definitely not pretty to see the same mistakes happening from Askew, as JL has already set himself up in hell, which is an aggressive position. If you're JL, the flash, oh JL, he needs to get that kill, he needs to be smart, he might get a double. JL, that's the intelligence of this player, but obviously his teammate will do the job. JL, such an important double kill, such impactful frags, it opened things up on bomb side A, and it's all left on Ken. 1 against 3. What will this guy do? His position is compromised. Now the Lithuanians can play this one out as partisans. They don't even need to do so, as Shadow gets the final kill with his nade. And just like that, Timechasers, after a decent performance in their second half, JL, he wasn't the leader, most definitely, in this matchup. It was actually Askew with 26 kills. A decent performance from Askew, the guy with the most kills for Timechasers. You don't say that often, do you? But when you do say that, it looks nice on paper. And JL, he hasn't shined in this matchup, but that last round with that very important double kill, such impactful frags, and it's very good to see from him that he hasn't played this one out too aggressively. He hasn't made that shot too quickly, and well, Timechasers, once again, they win. This time it was a closer affair. 16-12 was the score. The Turks put up a good fight, but it's no match for Timechasers. They do move on to the top 20 of ESEA Open with 6 wins and 1 loss. Obviously, it's their round difference, which really cuts the marbles for the Lithuanian side. Another decent performance for Timechasers. You can congratulate them on a 4th win in a row as they're climbing up the ladder and climbing up the table. So Team Timechasers, they will play once again on Thursday. That will happen on 9 p.m. dear viewers. They will play against Valerie Esports, who are also with 3 wins for themselves. So for the time being, I will see you on Thursday. You were greeted by me, Leis Vunas, and I bid you, dear viewers, farewell.